Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Yes, I'm still sick. Yes, my voice is still problematic. Just bear with me. I'll be better in a month or two, for crying out loud at this rate. But anyways, it's not going to stop me from crafting. I got this really, really fun fabric when I went to Joann's the other day. And when I saw this, I knew I wanted to make jewelry with it. Not a common thing you think of when you look at fabric. But I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. My friend loves gnomes. And I got this fabric. I mean, it was on the clearance. I'm pretty sure I got this as 60% off at Joann's, if I recall correctly. And I knew I wanted to get it to do something for her with it. But then I looked closer at it and I thought, oh, I'm going to make earrings, possibly pendants with this too. I am going to cut the arms off of that particular guy. I think he kind of would look a little bit cuter with no arms. So he's going to have a flower come up, cut all along the hat, cut along here, keep this flower, keep this, and then cut over to there. That's sort of the general idea I want with this guy. This one, obviously I'm going to leave the arms because the arms are in. They're part of him. I'm going to leave some of this foliage under him and then cut around his hat. With this guy, I'm debating cutting off his hand. I don't know. I might leave his hand because I kind of like this flower, and this flower. I am going to cut off the feather and I'm going to cut off this. So I'm going to cut around the hat, around the flower, around. I don't know if I'm going to leave the hand or not. I might leave the hand because it stabilizes the flower a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. I did pre-trim some out of this fabric. Joann's, with their clearance, because they're closing, you had to buy a minimum of 1 yard of the fabrics. Anything beyond that was perfectly fine. So I bought a yard. And there's the possibility for a lot of jewelry here. I mean, look. So I pre-cut these because what I want to do is I want to put it on a piece of book page. I'm going to decoupage this onto book page. And then from there, we're going to resin it to give it that hard stability of the resin. Now, when I do resin, I'm allergic to it, so I have to wear masks, all that fun type of stuff. Just so you know up front, I'm talking funny now. I'm going to be talking even funnier then because I have to put all my stuff on. Just so you know. And everybody should put their stuff on, when you're working with resin. So what I want to do to begin with is I want to decoupage this fabric onto this piece of book page. And let me grab all my stuff here. I am using the Mod Podge gloss. I got this one at the Dollar Tree. I don't need these. Let me move these. I'm going to trim it out using regular scissors, but you could use the pinking shears that I just put away. And I am still really under the weather, so bear with me. I don't like to shake my Mod Podge because I think it puts bubbles in it, so I just kind of gently twirl it. And we're going to paint a whole bunch of this on. Now, you can use the gloss, you can use the matte. It doesn't matter which finish you use. I'm going to put a thin coat of Mod Podge, thin-ish, all over this. Okay. Now, I have a nice thin coat on the bottom. And if you watched my video on how I put fabric inside a journal, these steps right now are the same as those steps. So I pick the paper I want to put it on. You can do cardstock, you can do book page. The reason I like to do book page is so you can see the writing through it. See? I just think it gives it a little added visual texture, is what I like to call it. Now I want to put a coat over the top. Yes, I'm going to be resining this, but I want to make sure that I have all the fibers connected. All the fibers are down. The fibers all have a protective coating on them. Now I'm using Mod Podge. You can use whatever you personally like. I know there's a lot on the market. I get my Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree, which is right up the street from my house. It's convenient for me. Now, I'm just going to let this dry a little bit. I have my heat gun here. This is a fairly thin coat. Put that, and let me wipe this off on my filthy cloth. This cloth is nearing the end. And I'll wash this when I'm done my video. But I'm going to be here for a while. So I want to make sure I get as much of the Mod Podge out. Now, sometimes I like to go and do Mod Podge on the back, but in this case, because I'm using resin, I don't need to put the Mod Podge on the back. I mean, this is still wet. You can feel it's a little on the heavier side because it's still wet, but none of it came through on the back. So I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to speed this process up a little bit. So it's going to be a little loud. You don't want to leave your heat gun standing still in one position because you don't want to catch everything on fire. You want to do both sides. It makes it a little more even. And you can see my glass half getting wet and damp from the heat. Okay, let's check that out. Oh, pretty good actually. a little damp because of the moisture that got on my glass mat. Okay, let me just give this, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let me put this away. I hang it up so I can't get burnt from the tip, because the tip, that's a really old one and it doesn't have a protective coating on the tip. Nowadays they come with a plastic cover on the metal tip. I have an old one. I grew up in the 70s. We were used to like jarts and slip and slides and, you know, all that stuff. Living dangerously. Okay, I'm going to trim these give it a general trim. And then I'm going to come in and give it like a detailed trim. So let's do these red ones first. And now I'm going to very fussy cut these out. And these are going to be a gift. I love these spring-loaded scissors. You notice that I'm holding the scissors still and I'm turning my piece. Because I put the Mod Podge on this, it stops the edges from fraying for the most part. Not 100%, but mostly. Oh, let me see, how do I want this right here? Let's cut that leaf off. Oh, that's cute. I think I'm going to leave that right there. I don't think I'm going to trim that out. And you can see the words coming through on the beard and everything. Okay. One more to go. Now I want to make sure I get this as similar as possible. And this is going to be a set of earrings. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I get the same elements. Oh, that's pretty darn good. Those are cute. Okay, I like those. Should we cut another pair out? Yeah, let's do that. All right. Now, if you want to cut some of these flowers out and have them be little dangling bits from your jewelry, you go for it. Right now on camera, that's not what I'm going to do. Okay, now this one, I was talking about keeping this flower, this flower, this flower. And none of the top flowers. Okay. So let's start up here. because of that Mod Podge, it's really giving this a lot of really nice stability. I mean, you could do some of those iron-on stabilizers. This just worked for me. I mean, they did have some at Joann's. I was very tempted to get some, but I figured, oh, I could just paint on Mod Podge. Now, when you're doing stuff like this, you don't want fine detail pieces as much as you can help it, because it takes away from the stability of the piece. The chunkier the piece, the more stable it will be in the long run. And here, this is an example of that. I am not going to cut that teeny tiny little tip. I mean, I could. Let me just cut a little bit more. You know what I could do? You know what I'm going to do? Here. We're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. Change the pattern of the hat altogether. Where's that piece? I don't know where the piece went to show you. Oh, here it is. I cut that part off. Now, just have to remember to do the same thing on the other one. And the cutting goes fairly quickly. Once you sort of get your rhythm down, it's not as bad as you think. So don't let it be too daunting of a project. Especially if you have the spring-loaded scissors. All right, now this is where I want to cut it right there. And let's trim some of that white off. Oh, those are cute. This one's probably going to be my set. And if you think some of these flowers are too big, you could come in and cut that giant one off. But because this is going to be for me, I wear big chunky jewelry. That doesn't bother me. Yeah, let's come in and we'll do these since we're here. Now, let's see. Okay. We're going to keep a lot of the foliage. I like leaves. So this one's not going to have flowers. But once again, if I wanted to make this a pair of earrings, I could. Make this a pair of earrings, I could. I probably will at another date, not now. Right now I'm only doing gnomes. There. I think I want to just do that. And my goal is just to get as much of the white off the edge as possible. If you wanted to come in with a fabric marker and touch it up, you certainly can. I think I did this one wrong. Yep, I cut this part off, but that's okay. I can come in and cut it off in here. There. Now they're even. Those are cute. Okay, let's get this stuff out of my way. I don't know that I'm going to resin all of these. We'll see. Now, let me show you a lot of the stuff that I use when I resin. I have this vinyl mat that I like to work on. The resin doesn't stick to it. Today I'm going to be using some toothpicks. I can get them open. Oh, there it is. Let's get 2 of them out. I need my lighter. And if this one, I have a backup one. If this one doesn't work, I have my backup one. I need to pop the bubbles. I need to get all the Mod Podge off my fingers too. So don't mind me. Okay, next thing I need is resin. I'm using UV resin hard. I like to use the odorless. It doesn't mean it's odorless, trust me. And then I have my light, my UV light, and they are USB powered, so I just have a portable generator thing here. My phone charger. And when I make things, I like to have them on something that I can pick it up and move it on. So in this case, I'm going to just do it on a piece of paper. And I can pick it up and move it. And let's do these red ones first. Now, I'm going to get my mask and everything on. If I can get it. I'm already wearing glasses, so that's a protective thing. So I'm putting my mask on right now. Okay. I have gloves here need be, but for right now, let me see if this is a brand new one. Oh, it's been opened before. You don't shake your resin because you don't want bubbles in that either, even though you always get bubbles. This one's going to curl a little bit until I get some on the other side. I'm just going to use my toothpick and bring it right up to the edge. It pulls away from the edge. It just naturally does that. I don't know why. And I'm just kind of dragging it right over to the edge. Hopefully it won't go over the edge. And I'm checking to make sure that I have all my little spots filled. And then I just kind of wave the little flame over it without touching it because I don't want to catch it on fire. But this pops those little microscopic bubbles. Okay. Now, I get this set up. Oops, I gotta turn this on. Why isn't that turning on? This was fully charged. There we go. Put it on for 120 seconds. I'm going to pop that in there. That's going to kind of cook, so to speak, for a little bit. And then while that is doing that, I'm going to tell you that once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the back side as well. And let's do this one. While that one's cooking, let's do this one. Whoop. I want to make sure I get that away from that spill. And I want to keep this away from that light because that UV light will cook it. Now, I don't do this work outside unless it's something that I want cooked just the way it is. It's not like a fine detailed thing. See, that went over the edge, so I need to quickly move it. I don't want the resin to stick under the bottom. These things turn off. They only stay on for a certain amount of time. And it's never enough time to cook it. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing. Oops. Oh, I didn't do, hold on. Where is, oh, I put it over here. Get all those little bubbles. I know it's really hard to see what I'm doing. And that cooks, I'll show you. This one's cooked, but it's hard to see it in this lighting, I know. I just need that other one to cook, and then I can show you what we got. Oh, it might be done. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, it's stuck a little bit. There. And these get hot. Not bad. Now, let's do a little bit on the back. And I don't need a lot. I'm just going to take this and just really a thin spreading coat, just so I have a protective finish on the back. This one's very thin. I don't need to dome it like I was doing the other one. Oops, there's that one. Now let's do some on this one. Oops. This, I'm just using the side of the toothpick and I'm just trying to get all the little bits covered. You can see the color change on the book page. And then what I want to do is I want to come in, even though I can't see that there's any of those little bubbles, just coming in with the flame. I'll pop them. And let's, oh, I gotta turn this thing on again. So let's pop those back under there. And this doesn't take but a minute or two to get this going. Just going to give them a move just so nothing is stuck. And this is a much thinner coat on the back than I had on the front. I like working with resin. I like the look of it. I just don't like how it's toxic to me. I'm probably not going to do these other two pairs right now. Oh, let me just give that a little bit more time. Just a slight bit, little bit tacky on one little spot. And they've curled a little bit. I didn't flatten them out in the process of everything. I'm okay with that. Now, there are some people that say you need to heat your resin for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You want to make sure it doesn't have that sticky, tacky feel to it. If it does, it's not heated enough. If you've heated it 20 plus minutes and it still has that feeling to it, could be there's something wrong with the chemical composition of the resin that you're using. You can do resin in molds as well. I have some molds here. These are heart beads. I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can do a couple while that's cooking. Okay. I like these. I know you can't really see them very well right now, but let me let those other beads cook. Let me pop these back in. Most of this stuff cooks and cures fairly quickly. But like I said, it keeps turning off. This one only stays on either for 60 seconds or 120 seconds, which is not long enough to cure it. Let me check these beads. Ooh. Pretty good, almost. When the resin is in a liquid form, before it's cured, it has a scent to it. When the resin is cured in a hardened state, in theory, it no longer has the scent. So I'm able to be around resin jewelry once it's created without wearing a mask. I mean, I wear a mask when I go out anyways, 100% of the time, because my allergies are so severe. But that being said, I love working with resin. I wish I could do more of it, but I really have to pace myself, because the next day, even though I wear a mask and all that type of stuff, the next day, a lot of times my migraines are really intense. Okay, now I cooked this in this way. I'm going to flip it upside down so it heats from the back. You always want to heat everything from the front and from the back, just like we did with the heat gun. You want to do that with your resin work as well. I do have a light that has lights on the top and lights on the bottom. It stopped working, and it was a really expensive light. I contacted the company. I haven't heard anything from them. But, so to counteract that, I just turn everything over. Yeah, this should be good. All right. It's a little hot. Let me leave it there. Okay, so let's look at these guys. They did curl, but I'm okay with that. Let's put these to the side. Let's check out these and see if they fully hardened. So these are heart beads, and you can see it has that holographic look to it. That transfers to the bead. Oh, I can see there's a air bubble in it, even though I heated it. This still needs to cure. It's not fully cured on the other side. I like this mold because it puts the, uh-oh, where'd that go? Oh, it puts the hole in the bead. Come on. There we go. Yeah, the underside wasn't cured at all, even though I flipped it. That shows me how long you have to actually cook something to fully get the hardened effect. I'll just pop these back in for a minute anyway, since it's here. Yeah, those are going to take quite a few minutes. But that's okay. I can see that there's a spot that I didn't quite get on this. Let me come back in. Whoops. There. I filled it in, and now let's just let it cook for a minute or two. Now the other thing I have here is my drill with some earring stuff. Now if you don't want to drill a hole, you can just glue like a stud backing to them. Or if you want to turn it into a pendant, just put on a necklace backing. Just glue. You can glue with the UV resin. The UV resin works as a glue for a pendant attachment, which is kind of neat. Yeah, these little hearts are cute, but I'm going to let them cure. Those were considerably thicker than the little gnomes. Now I could add another coat of resin to the top of the dome, to the mold, to the gnomes, if I wanted to dome it up a little bit more, make it even thicker. In this case, I did a fairly decent job of doming the top of it. I'm not feeling a need that I need to add too much more to the top. I just wanted to fill in that one little spot that didn't get any. Other than that, I'm fairly comfortable with what they are. just going to probably drill a hole in them. As soon as these are done. Not 100% done yet. That little spot that I added a little bit more to, I just want that just a little bit more finished. While that's doing that, I have some jewelry stuff right here. Okay, I am good with that. So we have this guy, and we have this guy. Yep, I'm comfortable with how that is. They did curl a little. I'm okay with that. I have those little heart charms. I think, oh no, the hole, I have to re-drill the hole on that one. This one, the hole goes all the way through. That one's fine. That one is good. That one I need to re-drill it. That's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole at the top of these. There, is that better for my light? Let me take off my mask. Now, the findings that I recommend for pendants are these. Let me move those since I'm not doing a pendant. And then I have these for earrings. They're like a little huggy. So let me put that over there. Now, do I want a heart down the bottom? No, I don't think I do. My friend that's going to be getting these, she's not into huge, big dangle earrings like I am. Let's see. I am just gonna, you know what? Let's just hold this. There. 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 And this little drill I got on Temu a long time ago, and this thingy I got on Temu. There. So I have the holes in these. Now, I don't know. This comes with jump rings, but I don't know that those are big enough. Let me grab some of these jump rings. And grab my tools. In theory. Oops. Here we go. All right. Now, let's go maybe with these. 2 of those. Actually, let me use these. So I'm using some flat nose pliers. They are not rounded. They are flat, and they are not serrated on the inside. I pull them this way. You never pull them apart. You only twist back and forth. So let's put this one here. And then let's get one of these funky color ones and put that there. Oops, it didn't line up right. There we go. Now it's lined up. And then that little one will match up to this one. If I can find, oh, there it is. There's the opening. That's the trickiest part, is finding those openings, I think. Yeah, there it is. And if you have a hard time seeing it, you could feel it. There. How cute is that? Okay, now let's do the exact same thing. Twist it, put that on. Whoops. Put that on. Now I need one of these. These are sort of like rainbow color metal. Okay, put the little teeny tiny one on. Close this back up. There. And then grab that little one. Find where that opening is. Try to feel it. Oh, I think I see it. Maybe. Maybe not. Here. There it is. Okay. And then let's put the earring through that. Takes a little practice figuring out what direction the actual earring goes in. And I have messed that up a couple of times. So you will see it kind of goes opposite what you think it goes. And then I wiggle this back and forth just to give it a good seal to fully close it. And there it is. And there's our earrings, our gnome fabric earrings. Aren't they adorable? On book page. I'm quite pleased. I have that stuff all over me. I think my friend is gonna love them. But you can do these dangle bits here. It's just she's not really into as big of an earrings as I am. Like, I'll probably put those on my earrings. But that's that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this has given you some ideas and some inspiration. I'd love to see what you come up with. You can tag me on Instagram, 1234 Blue Sky. Blue Sky and Instagram. It's both Chrisanne1234. And I'm on Facebook, Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get my numbers way up. I have a lot of projects coming down the pike. I'm just waiting for my voice to get better because I still want to do that video where I talk about how I get the deals and stuff on Temu. I'm just waiting for my voice to get better so you can understand me better. I haven't forgotten, trust me. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care. Be free.